Yeah, I mean, the thing about being able to the thing about streaming is that you don't have to like no one's going to be there for the very beginning. So that everyone's walking into the middle of a conversation,
Sure.
which is cool. All right, so you're looking at the Empire point cost spreadsheet, right?
Mm.
Cool. So I did end up opening up extended so that we could like list build in real
Okay.
time.
I have hyperspace up, so I just
Yeah, I mean, whatever. No one can see your screen anyway, so it's not as big a deal. Let me get the chat up. That way, if people are chatting, I can see. All right. So one thing I thought was kind of crazy, just looking at this opening, like just that the aggressor got no changes, despite like
which aggressor? Well, we're an empire, right?
yeah, tie aggressor, which literally has. I mean, have you ever seen one?
No.
I've
But I think
ne
the major reason for that was that the bomber was just a better aggressor. There's no
Yeah,
relevant turrets, so did the bomber go?
bomber
Or did it
went way up.
way up? Yeah.
Yeah, we can scroll down to the bomber.
I think you
Uh,
have to like compare those two.
so bomber was between 28 and 36, and the aggressor was between 30 and 36. And now, yeah, now the bomber. I mean, Jonas is 43, which is a huge jump, and Reimer's 38, which is pretty heavy. But everything else is just 32. Um, I think to like stop you from playing X amount in a list.
Hmm. It looks like the generics are now brought up line to be about equal, but the name pilots are still cheaper, so you get an advantage there.
Right. I mean, do you think this would actually, I mean, push an aggressor to even hit a table?
I think the uniqueness of the aggressor was always that they were the only ship in the Empire faction that could equip a turret. So
Right.
until there's relevant turrets, I don't think so. None of the abilities are relevant enough that you would bring in suboptimal platform, unless there was something unique with that turret slot that they could do that no one else could do.
Yeah.
So no is the short answer.
Because even if you wanted, like, even if you're like, I really want two arcs on Empire, you just like for 7 more points than Kestel, you get an OGP at 43.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be like, I mean, this is a big base, but obviously the what's it called went down. Rack, the Decimator dropped 8 points.
That's a big
It's
drop.
huge, and like that cost like so now Rack with Fifth Brother or Vader was like crazy expensive, but now he's -8 and Fifth Brother went down -5. So Rack with Fifth Brother is the equivalent of what Rack used to be, basically 1 point difference, which is pretty crazy.
That is pretty nuts.
And like I flew a little bit of Rack, and Fifth Brother seemed like the perfect spot for him. Because the Fifth Brother can turn to a crit, just like Rack did.
Everybody.
Yeah, just double critting everybody for 88 points. So that seems decent.
Yeah, I think the Decimator as a whole, I think they were pretty safe on reinforcing ships, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Decimator as a whole, just as a platform, was definitely too expensive. So I
Right.
think it's good to see those come down.
Dauntless title actually dropped 2 points, as did ST321, the Lambda title, which I think was
I
pretty
thought
good
that was
already.
like fringe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's pretty good though. I saw one being run on stream at the System Open, the Phoenix System
I
Open.
think it was top 4, top 8.
Yeah,
Double
one of the it
Punisher
was
build, right?
it was double Punisher Lambda, and then yeah, the Lambda gets a lock. But I mean I liked that when I was building with some Imperialists, but 6 is expensive. It's hard to fit it in, so four just makes it nice. Fifth Brother going down 3 points is so crazy, and Palp going down 2, which is also crazy. Seventh Sister going down 3. They're just like making the Empire more have easier access to the Force. It seems.
I think one of the big weaknesses Empire had was outside of something like Sloan, they really were hurting for impactful crew,
Yeah.
and even the gunners were pretty expensive. So I like that.
Yeah.
I think I like that. Yep.
Sloane didn't change at all too, which is cool, making her still pretty accessible. I think that that's like a strong effect that sort of identifies that Empire Swarm feel that I think they want to keep.
I agree. I think she's really, really strong. Again, extended is so wild that, and it never really had a major impact in extended, unlike I and most people think it should.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I think to keep an eye on. Although how relevant extended is going forward, we don't know.
Right.
We don't even have confirmation that. Do we have confirmation that the system opens are going to stay extended?
I thought that it was in one of those, either an article or maybe the interview with the guy, Steve from Cascade, who like goes on podcasts and stuff, might have said it. But I'm pretty sure I heard it somewhere, but who knows? Could have been in a dream.
The qualifiers, the one-day qualifiers are changing to hyperspace, because at Phoenix it was hyperspace.
Right.
I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see what they do with the system opens.
Chewbacca40 says that they are always extended.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So still relevant.
So biggest changer right here is the TIE Advance 1. X1. Vader -5.
I mean, if we're talking about hyperspace specifically, I think so.
Even though it's 32 points to put Supernatural on him.
That's not. So what's the difference there? What's the net difference for Supernatural Vader?
It was 82 and now it's 97, just for Supernatural Vader. Yeah, I mean, and it was already not doing enough.
Yeah, he was just so expensive for how fragile he was. I think it was very unforgiving. I don't think anyone's ever questioned how good Vader is, but it was just you mess up once. It's such an expensive ship.
Right.
It's just really, really unforgiving.
Yeah, similar to Fen.
Amplified even more.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can, if it's 20-something more points than Fen, and they have a very similar sort of place in what they can. I mean, Vader obviously way, way stronger than Fen. Sure. But just that in that.
Significantly cheaper.
Yeah, but speaking to that unforgiving nature of if you screw up, you're dead. And Vader has the Force to buffer him. Anything you want to build? I'm not surprised that like the Interceptor wasn't touched. I think I put no change for that on the over/under.
Man, I put a lot of no changes. I didn't think they were going to be this sweeping.
Wrecked.
I get a lot wrong.
I mean, the thing is, like, think about everything FFG has ever done. It's like always too little.
Yep.
So.
No, so just I guess my first overall take after seeing this stuff is excited.
Yeah.
I think this sets a really good precedent for them going forward, that they aren't afraid to, one, make a lot of changes, and two, make big changes, and three, make complicated changes. So like that, I think that the Supernatural fix is, I like it. I think it's complicated, but not just for complicated sake. I think it shows that they understand how much more valuable that upgrade is on an i6 is insane, right?
Yep.
So they effectively almost banned it from i6s, but then still made it relevant for lower initiatives, so the card just doesn't go away. Where it's kind of interesting at lower initiatives, right? It lets you do some interesting things without just breaking the game, not letting your opponent have any counterplay.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm very excited and impressed at what they did. I just think there's a lot of good things to take from this going forward. Which makes me happy.
What's the 3-point version of it? It's -2, so it's just 8, right?
What?
What's the scale? I don't have the scale in front of me, but what's the
I think it's -2 times 6.
I think it's -2 times 8.
Times 8.
But then, like, does that mean
-2 times 8.
Does that mean it's a 0? It costs 0 on a 1 and a 2?
Let me pull up the.
Oh no! Order of operations. It's negative points.
This is why you're an English teacher.
You do multiplication first. I know that.
I need Excel.
Unless it's in parentheses. Just because, like, if it's 8 points on Baron of the Empire, that 3 initiative 4 ship, like, obviously Supernatural is sliding like this because there's going to be low initiative Force pilots in both in the Jedi faction, right? But we also have, like, you can look for other, like, Baron of the Empire is pretty interesting as a 33 point, because it went 1 point down, the TIE Advance V1. 33 points for a force using ship. That has an 8 point. Oh shoot, the Inquisitor. Oh no, Inquisitor is 38 points. Baron doesn't have. I'm sorry. Baron doesn't have the force. Inquisitor has the force, so it's 38 plus 8, so 40, 46.
All right, I found it. Okay, 4. Okay, so minimum of 4. So 0, 1, and 2 initiatives all have 4 points.
Okay, minimum 4. Got it. Cool. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, like, just what's available for Jedi at that initiative. But I guess, like, Baron of the Empire, that's the lowest initiative force using pilot we have, right?
I believe so. Yep. Are they the only generic force using pilot we have?
I can't think of another one. It's an Inquisitor. I can't think, like, thematically what else would have the force.
Until we get the new factions, right?
Right. So yeah, that's 38. Still went down 2 points, which is pretty sweet. And it's 6 points less than Seventh Sister, which would, likely be the next cheapest force user.
So Supernatural basically is a cheaper advanced sensors, with a little more limitations until you get to I4.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. I think that's fair. 32 at I6.
Oh wait, the V1 has a sensor slot, so you can also run advanced sensors. Oh, advanced sensors went to 10.
Yeah.
Cray.
It was 8 before.
Yeah, it was 8. So you can run a Supernatural Reflexes Advanced Sensors Inquisitor for 56 points.
Honestly, like all of that stuff, I'm okay with it just being up. Like all that pre-movement stuff that just takes the impact of your dials out of the game, I think is generally pretty negative. I'm okay with it being in the game as long as it's, I don't know. It probably shouldn't be in the game, but if it's going to be, it needs to be pretty cost prohibitive.
Yeah, and they've definitely done that. But then, like, having a semi-cheap option with the low initiative ships seems cool, because then it'll be part of the game, and it makes things complicated. And I think complicated is better.
Yeah. I mean, I think they got it right. Again, like, it's obviously mostly impactful at the higher initiatives. So,
do you still have that? Do you have that sliding scale thing up? I know we're talking about Empire right now, but do you have the squad leader point scale up?
I didn't know this went to higher scale. That's really interesting. Yeah.
I think it's actually on the document that I have. So
it's just 2. It's 2 times initiative plus 2.
2 times initiative plus 2. So it's 30 for null? No. 14, 20, it's 16 for null?
Wait,
I did the multiplication.
So can null's a 0.
Oh, reflex is quiet. Oh, I know why, because I had music going.
Still quiet?
No, the reason is I had music going when I was streaming last night, so my desktop audio was way down. You're going to be fine now.
Okay.
Thanks, Mended. Yeah. What were we talking about? Null.
Null. Someone said that he couldn't take it anymore. Null's technically an I0, so that would mean it was 2 points, and that makes no sense.
Oh, Null lost talent. That makes more sense.
Okay. Yep.
Null lost talent.
I just really like that they went with this. I'm impressed that they went with this
Inception. There's no way you
sliding
can blame.
scale based on initiative.
Yeah, it's really cool. They really were like, all right, well, they thought outside the box. They'd always.
Well, it shows they get it. Like, yeah, it shows they get it. And I mean, they had started that way with the the whole shield upgrade stealth device based on agility, where it's obviously more effective the higher agility you have. So it's just, I think it's overall good. Yeah, no losing talent. That, I think he just goes back to what he was, which is just like a cool ship that's
cool
flexible
ship.
in the game. Yeah,
I loved him.
Like,
I loved him in
played.
first edition. Yeah.
Yep. So instead of just being broken, which he was, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs a talent.
Yeah, we don't have all these things. Thanks for pasting that piece, Eddie. That's what I'm looking at. But yeah, we don't have all this committed to memory. Obviously, it's only been up about an hour and 15 minutes, and we both just got home from work at 4:00. So,
yep.
And I'm feeding.
I'm seeing all this for the first time. This is literally hot takes.
Yeah, just reacting. Anything else you want to talk about in Empire? I think Vinder being -2 is pretty good. Because I already thought he was good. So like just making a little bit more room for him is nice because he really wants a lot of upgrades to fully take advantage of his talent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not a huge Empire player, so I don't have a ton of insight, especially into this extended. Extended is just such a mess, and it's so huge that it's going to be hard to really understand the impact.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah,
Redline,
we're
Redline up 8. That's good.
we're just off the cuff here. I don't want
The other
anyone to
one's
think
up
that like we have it solved, and that's why we want you to
Defenders
watch.
went down.
Defenders went down is sweet. Yeah, they all went -2.
No, it's not.
All the way down. Why not?
You don't want that ship to be good. If that ship is a force in the meta, I think it's bad for the game. It'll be worse than it was in 1.0 when they were the meta.
All it did was really, I mean, 2 points each. That's not that much. That's like barely like it's not helping you fit another ship in there. You know.
I wonder if
Very
that's
easily.
to make up for the advanced sensors change, because I think that's probably the best build
Yeah, that makes
for
sense.
Defender, especially the higher the named ones.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, they bumped down the
guess that's fair.
resistance bomber, and it's probably because they jacked trajectory up 7 points to 10, and those all went down a few. I think 3, but it's not updated on the spreadsheet. So yeah, I think they probably did things like that to make it less cost prohibitive.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with it then. That makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah,
TIE
so
Fighter
it's effectively
stayed,
the same.
and,
Yeah, all the TIE fighters staying was interesting. I wouldn't have been surprised if like Hull Runner and Iden got a tiny bump.
just to prep for hyperspace where we think they're going to be pretty impactful.
Yeah, that's the main
that-
thing is hyperspace is like they're just gonna let you do whatever you want to do with that 6 ships.
It's basically going to be TIE Swarm the faction, right? Like
I mean, you'd think so.
6 TIE Swarm is really good.
It's not
and you
gonna
get a lot
be-
of those good abilities.
It's not gonna be 97-point Supernatural Vader the faction.
We have some people who disagree with that.
Probably. Shout out to Ed. Burp, Juliet, burp. You want to talk about some rebels?
Sure.
Let's do it. Yeah, so I guess, being able to talk about it in hyperspace is probably the most interesting because our next event is Crate Cup, right? That's the next time you're playing.
Crate Cup hype. Yep. Yep. Next time it matters will be a Crate Cup.
You do have to sign up still, by the way.
I did not. I do not. I signed up.
You
the
did?
spreadsheet has just not been updated.
You did it.
Chris Allen, update the spreadsheet.
Don't update the spreadsheet, Chris. Who cares? So I know we're going to talk about hyperspace a little bit. The B-Wing dropping, like 10 num dropping 4 points. It's like, holy shit. That's scary to me.
So mine doesn't have the old points. Am I looking at a different spreadsheet than you?
I don't know.
I need to reload?
Maybe hit reload?
Try refreshing. Okay. No. Yep. Okay, I refreshed. We're good.
Okay, cool. I'll hit refresh too in case something else
The
updated.
B-Wing. Hold on, I gotta go tell somebody that the B-Wing dropped points.
Elevator music. Bum 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 bum.
Damn. B-Wings are cheaper.
B-Wings are cheaper.
Exclamation point.
So Braylon and 10 were both pretty decent, and the fact that like that little team combined dropped 7 is pretty cool. They didn't need a lot either. That basically like gives them free selfless now.
I mean, Bunky ran a rebel like salad swarm list with
Yeah.
B-Wings in it.
That only went down 1. Bunky skewed it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't.
Oh yeah.
I think if you tell me everything went down in the rebel faction other than like the Hawks and Luke, I don't think anyone would be upset.
Sabine Wren attack shuttle went up 4.
Oh, Sabine and Sabine.
Yeah. People in the chat are saying Rucka draw. Is the Rucka draw here? I don't know what that is. And they're all saying Rucka here?
Yeah, we're getting
It must
spammed.
be spam bots.
Yeah,
Sweet.
sick. Give us those views. Thanks.
Thanks for the hits. Thanks for the hits, bots. Thanks, Inception, for bringing your family.
Wrecked.
Sad. Okay, so in hyperspace, the Y-Wing, the Rebel Y-Wing, came down. Nora went down 2. Dutch went down 3. And, you know, Dutch is pretty good. Oh, Rucka is a Peruanian word. They're all from Peru. What's up, Peru?
Oh, hello, Peru.
Hello, greetings.
We didn't know.
Greetings from Russia. We didn't know. We're sorry, Peru. Viva Peru. Yeah, so I think like Dutch and Nora both like dropping points is pretty cool. Trying to fit Dutch in lists especially with Torps going from 9 to 12 is probably going to be tough. And obviously, like, Dutch wants Torps.
I think the biggest problem with Dutch is that he's for an alpha list and he's I4.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for sure, that's definitely the biggest problem with him.
I don't know if you're not just better just always taking Nora there. And then you get the protection against swarms.
Yeah. Yeah.
But his ability is definitely really good. I think he will fit more. I think he's just going to end up fitting less in like high initiative alpha strikes as he will just like lower initiative generic, just like kind of like with a ghost or something. You know what I mean? Just like a big ship that wants the target lock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to fit in. I don't think there's going to be like a big rebel high initiative alpha strike with Dutch in it.
Yeah, I think like it's just a consideration when you want that free action, maybe for like a wedge, and Dutch doesn't even need Torps. But at 39 points to be a target lock giver, and possibly something else could be, if you're trying to set up another alpha strike, you don't have any coordinate in hyperspace for Rebel, so that's like the best you can do to get like wedge or something a target lock. If you're trying to do like Luke wedge somebody,
You do have coordinate in hyperspace, sir. Don't you forget about that U-wing.
Okay, sorry. It's cheaper than the U-wing.
Sure.
But yeah, probably not as good as the U-wing.
U-wing? Where'd the U-wing go? If that dropped points, I think the U-wing's going to be...
From my...
Did not.
It
Okay.
didn't drop anything from... Yeah. The Ghost did, though, speaking right below it. So this is crazy, and this is probably what we should talk about if we're talking about...
Whoa.
Yeah, you just saw that? The modified YT 1300?
Yeah.
Han minus 10, Lando minus 12, Chewie minus 11, and the ORS minus 9. The Lando and Han especially dropping that much. Like, their abilities are strong. And Han wants all those upgrades, so this is... Yeah, that's pretty substantial.
Let me look at... Let's look at the crew changes, because that shocks me, because I think they were already borderline playable.
Mm-hmm.
So for that big of a drop, for a high initiative new turret that has boost, and didn't an engine upgrade go down too?
That is what I heard.
Engine upgrade is now 7, I think. I think it used to be 9.
It says my image. Oh yeah, it does. I don't have the update one. Yeah. It's now 7.
I think it used to be 9.
Yeah,
for
it was
Lexus.
9. It's right next to it. Yeah, it's up 9. It's down 2, so that's pretty good. Man, that's really good.
It went up 1 for a small base, dropped 2 for a medium, and dropped 2 for a large.
Yeah, I
2, 4,
really
7.
like both Lando and Han.
Lando's ability is pretty nuts.
That'd be another
Yeah,
ship
Han-
that you could essentially coordinate.
Han's just I6s. Yeah, like I think Lando would fit better if you could fit 2 big, beefy like I6 alpha strikes in with Lando. I think that's a better fit than with Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, I think that's going to be the really unexplored space for Rebels in hyperspace. Is can we make the Falcon plus buddies work? Because I think that's one of only large bases in hyperspace. I'm looking right now.
What, the Falcon?
Yeah. The Scum Falcon and obviously all the Falcons, plus the Resistance Bomber are your only large bases. So just from like a large base Arc Dodger, kind of like Ace old school turret, it's really the only thing in its class in hyperspace. So I think that's going to be really interesting if that archetype comes back.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to explore that actually. That like changes Rebels for me, to be honest, to be able to look at that and just all the things you can fit with Lando now being 12 points less. That's just nuts. And being like putting that engine on for 7 is not nearly as damaging when it's -2 and these ships are minus double digits. It's just crazy.
I mean, you're getting a free engine upgrade plus points.
Yeah, that's great.
And R2D2 crew went down. No, that's Astromech. R2D2 is the same. Okay.
Yeah. Man, Lebo minus 10 points too. But
I think he lost the slot.
Yeah, he lost crew, so you can't 3PO Lebo anymore.
Got it.
So that's probably why, I guess, because they had him up because of 3PO's combination, like to make that combo more expensive. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it does seem like they're making changes based on that, like how they've neutered ships in other ways and then adjusting with points. Shows where their heads were at the beginning. I like how they made Leia Organa crew -6.
I mean, it needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, just like that was the free Coruscant open
Yep.
crew, and it's like 8, and it's like, are we getting 8 points of value here?
As Coruscant showed, no.
No,
was the answer.
Definitely not.
I mean, I think the once per, I think it's every 3 rounds was enough of a reaction. I think she's pretty playable now, actually. At 2 points, that's nothing.
Yeah, 2 points is pretty good.
Especially we have like big crew carrier ships going down, like the Falcon. You know, if we just have extra slots with a couple points left over,
Right.
it's not bad value.
I'm grabbing her here on the screen. Leia Organa.
Being going up makes sense. Beating the Y-wings going down, sure. I'm surprised but also happy that the Ozatucks weren't changed. I don't think anyone's ever played one in second edition ever. Anywhere.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's dying to see them again.
My girl went down though. You saw that?
Who's that?
My baby girl, Miranda.
Oh yeah, she did go down. You do love Miranda still somehow.
I mean, she'll always have a special place in my heart.
Anything else interesting to say about Rebs? I guess we didn't really talk about what it means for hyper.
So for hyperspace, I mean,
But other than the
X-Wings
Falcon
are what they
changing,
are.
yeah, it shouldn't change much except for like we're going to see a lot more Falcons.
So like Nora is still an awesome counter to swarms. X-wings still solid. I think the interesting piece to explore is just going to be where the Falcon fits in.
Yeah. I
The
think
abilities and those initiatives are so good.
yeah, I think we should start there. I mean, I think like right off the bat, we decided we need to like evaluate whether or not we should play Rebels for Crate Cup, and it seems like it should start there. Just like what you can fit with the already, like strong, like X-wings and you know Nora, things like that, things that we already know.
Yeah,
About.
you obviously want to explore like what each faction can do that the others can't, and I think that's number one.
Shall we move to Scum, since that's updated now?
I just want to take a look at the upgrades.
Oh yeah,
Unique Astromech went down, which makes sense. It was a lot.
Moldy Crow went up 6. That's really substantial. Luke Gunner went down 4.
So did Moldy Crow go up the same for both Scum and Rebels? I guess it's the same card, right?
Yeah, it's only one card, so you would think. I think they like. I don't think anyone would fight it if it was variable. But obviously, they feel 18 is plenty. 18 is a lot. Oh, I like this document at the bottom here. Says overall how many points were
-128.
Yeah, -128 for the whole faction. Wonder what it is for Empire. -54.
-54.
Yeah, cool.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just an interesting little number there.
Luke Gunner went down.
Yeah, I just said that.
That's playing with fire.
Yeah, it's just a few points, but I like that. Like it's enticing. Like I'd rather them play with fire a little bit, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, Mended. This chat is worse than Destiny Facebook. It is straight
know.
trash. We're just
don't
being
understand.
invaded by Spanish speakers that want us to read what they wrote, and it's all in Spanish. So I'm sure it's uncouth. I don't know. They're trolling. All right, let's take a quick look at Scum.
Am I a mod on this channel? I think so, right?
Oh man, you are a mod on this channel. Banhammer. They might be on YouTube. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't think I can tell the difference. Oh no, they're all from Twitch. I just had it covered. Oh, I'm clicking left-handed. Leave. Scum and Villainy. Let's go. So just like obviously right at the top of the list, the IG-88s being able to run 3 in a list now seems crazy.
It seems cool.
It is. It's definitely cool.
You don't get very many upgrades, but that's a lot of abilities spread across them.
Yeah. IGD still costs 4, right? So you can still fit 3 each with him. Is that right? You get close? No, you can't fit. One has to not have it, right?
Have what?
IGD. Oh, wait, you don't need IGD. You need the title. Did the title
Yeah.
go down?
Does the title cost points before?
It did. It costed 2. Now it's only 1. So yeah, you can run all 3. You can't run 3 with IGDA, but you can run 3 with the other 3. Yeah, it's 1
Which one is A?
A is the one that Chucks calculates.
Oh.
So makes sense. Makes sense that they don't let you do that.
Sure. Could fit a cheaper ship with IG-88D crew and have 3.
True. Yeah, absolutely. And there's probably some pretty good crew carriers that you could have. Like the Scum Falcon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that seems a good place for it.
Seems like a perfect spot for it. Insane that, yeah, the Scum Falcon is way cheaper. Also should note about the Scum Falcon that Trickshot doubled in points, so it's now 2. I don't think that's keeping it off any ships.
Sure, but it's also totally fair. Like it was.
Oh yeah,
really
it was
good at
everywhere.
one.
It was like literally just throw it on every ship and you're fine. Yeah, no change to the Scum Falcon. Not shocked.
Sure.
No change to any fire sprays other than Boba. Not shocked.
Right.
Boba going up 6 is a little heavy, but I think deserved. It's, the crown of the faction.
Yeah, escape crafts went up 2. That's gonna change the normal Fen escape craft Boba list that was dominating hyperspace for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's solid. I think
This is a Cuenca stream problem.
Don't we
all
just
here for
always
Cuenca.
blame? Don't we always blame Cuenca? I like how the G1A dropped other than Forlom. I think that's good because Zuckuss and Gan Feinsman are still like basically unplayable.
Forlom's real good, man. He's still good.
Forlom's really good. Zion, I just gave this chick 6 ounces and she's still gnawing on my freaking hand. She's a squid. Jumpmaster, huge jump down. 6 points for Dengar, 10 points for Tell, and 9 for Manaru.
10 points.
10 for Tell. That's gross. And then Contracted Scout being minus 6, it's down to 46, which means 1.0 equivalent is 23, which is...
So I can run 4 jump masters with trick shot. We're back.
We're back.
to
Yeah,
1.0.
that's exactly what it is. It's 4 jump masters with trick shot. Of course, you don't have that 360 arc, so not exactly worth it. My girl though, Asajj minus 8. That's huge.
How about our boy Justero? They still don't recognize the power.
Why did they drop him? He's the same, right?
Oh, he's the same.
Oh, they should have nerfed him.
Yeah, 100%.
Nerf.
It's too good.
They did bump Seavor. Oh, you know what? I didn't look at these quad jumper bumps. Jakku Gunrunner going up 4. That's pretty hefty. That's a lot harder to fit them in a
That's a
squad.
lot. That's 8 for 2.
Oh shit! Skirg added Gunner. That's wild. Minus 4 points for all the Skirgs, and it added Gunner.
Miranda and Nim both getting a bump. I feel good today.
Run them together. Remove the YV. Got rid of a crew and added a Gunner, so you can do Dengar, so you can have the party bus back. They listened to the people. That's what they wanted.
Makes sense.
They wanted
sure.
the party bus, and they gave it to them. They realized that they messed
Probably
up.
still not good.
Probably. I think Nim at 48 points might be getting good, though.
Yeah, he was already borderline.
Yeah.
It's still Boba Fett the faction.
Yeah, for sure, especially in hyperspace. But that all comes down to what we can fit now. Do you have it up? Do you know what the math is on Boba? How many points we have to work with between Boba?
Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett, and L3 is now 26. Oh, did TAC Officer go up?
The escape crafts did.
TAC Officer did not. So looking at 28 points, which is essentially what Lando was, right? He was 26 plus 2. So instead of fitting Lando, you're basically just downgrading to...
So we get 18 points worth of upgrades. You really don't need anything on Fenn. That's still plenty. You
don't need on Fenn, right?
I I think the title here was I I already almost argued that Slave One was better than to begin with.
Yeah, we were definitely beating that drum pretty hard at the beginning of the format. But I mean,
Now at 2 points, Slave One just seems nuts.
Slave One is definitely nuts.
Rock's mines didn't go anywhere. The bombs didn't change at all.
Bombs didn't change.
Were Continents more expensive, or were they always 6?
I believe they were always 6 because it's the same price, and then you only get one, so it's like why run them over
Right.
procs? But I don't know, like if there's a crew. IGAD didn't change, so like that's still something you could take with
Not hyperspace.
not hyper. Oh yeah, that's right. Right, we're talking hyperspace, and 000 is not hyperspace.
Not hyperspace.
Right. So probably no crew that you want to take.
Like, I don't know. You could take Copilot. So like,
Yeah, he got
Dropped.
cheaper. Yeah.
so Perceptive, Prox Mine, Slave 1. Then an Elite with TAC Officer is 198.
Yep, and then trick shot if you want, you can make it 200.
Sure.
Oh yeah, she likes it. Juliet approves. Yeah, I mean, that's very fine. And then if you wanted to be more inoculated against swarm, you could drop the prox mines to like protons, and then you could drop the trick shot and then run it at 200, and then you have with fearless on Fen. So you could
Sure.
add the fearless on Fen if you wanted.
It's still a list.
It's
Upgrade
still
just chain.
it's still a list, and you don't get a bid unless you go really really light. And it's possible that you don't need perceptive, but it does seem pretty good. And with Slave 1, you should be eliminating bumps anyway. And then, of course, you still have the coordinate. So, yeah, it seems like it's still a pretty strong list. Especially since I don't know what rises up in the faction.
It doesn't look to me like they changed any ships going hyperspace legal. I think it's all the same as before.
Yeah,
Answering Mended in the chat.
gotcha. Yeah, it's tough because I'm looking at that spreadsheet and not like the official document. And I
I
have
have the squad builder up.
Oh yeah, cool, good. They did bump Seavor, which is in hyperspace, which I
Sure.
thought was interesting because I thought more people would play Seavor. Like Heaver was on Seavor, but a bunch of people were on what's his name? Ahav. I don't know where the mining guild. Oh, modified tie. Yeah, Ahav stayed the same, but he seems like he's also very strong. He's the one that gets an extra die on offense or defense when fighting against a bigger ship.
Yeah, sure. Seems good.
Yeah.
Genius is no longer free.
Yeah, went up. Makes sense. Other titles, Andrasta went down, Marauder went up, IG went down, Moldy Crow went up, the 6 points that we already said. Han Solo Gunner went up +8, and then nothing else.
Maul came down.
Who
Did
did?
Maul go well with Asajj? Did we decide that?
Oh,
no.
Maul goes well with
Sabine.
Sabine, who also went down. She didn't go the full 8. I think the rest of the Lancers went down 4. Yeah. So that's huge because that list, I liked Sabine with Maul, but it was really hard to fit other good things in there. So that whole list going down 6 points is pretty good because Sabine with Maul was pretty much just fine on her own. You didn't need to add anything else to her. Good call. Yeah, Maul just like giving someone the Force for 11. Again, looks like they're trying to balance the Force to give just other ships the ability to like compete with all the Force ships that are going to be coming in. Zuckus -1, Jabba -2, pretty irrelevant. Forlon -1, not bad.
Yeah, Moldy Crow up like it should have been. Plus the Hawks went up some too. So
Yeah, your bots left Inception. No more
left?
spam. They left.
oh, thank God.
Now we can have a nice civilized conversation.
Exception, the bits leader.
Sex bots. This isn't the Knights of Ren. Man, I'm just so impressed with some of these ships that went down so hard, like the Rebel Falcon and the Jumpmaster.
Yeah, you don't see a lot in games that they really hard buff things like that. Like a lot of times things just get nerfed down to level, but like actively buff ships, I think that's really cool. and
Yeah,
really good for the
especially
game.
since like that's something we've been calling for in Destiny for like ever. It's like
Right.
looking at the Awakenings and some of the early hero characters and being like, what was that chick's name?
Luminara.
Like, why is Luminara 17 points? She should be 10. It's so, yeah, I really like this. I'm excited. And I'm excited to list build, especially since like had to kind of put it off. Like we've been putting off the game.
Right.
Because like we've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, there's just no point to do very much until the points came out. If you weren't going to Phoenix.
Right. First Order came out, very little. Like First Order got updated on the spreadsheet. Very little got changed. They did not change the Upsilons. But they did change the silencer. Kylo and Blackout down 6, and then Recoil Avenger and everything else is -4. But they all lost their mod slot. So you can't give them shield upgrade, I guess. What else did they? What else?
Like, what were you giving them? You weren't giving. Kylo was taking Supernatural and Prime, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people thought that maybe that balances. The designers thought that they'd be taking shield upgrade or something. I don't know. I don't know what else.
That's interesting. Why that happens?
They have boost already, right? So it's not like they did it for the engine change.
Yeah, that would only be if they had red boost.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mods go on the silencer.
Yeah, I just I don't know what mod.
There's new ones coming out?
Could be. Stealth device, maybe?
But no one was playing that.
Maybe, yeah, but maybe because it's cheaper, they don't want it to be built in.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
Like, you just auto take stealth device now because they're -6 and stealth costs 6.
I think you take shield upgrade, personally.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, like, it just, yeah. I guess it just makes sense because you could just use those points to buff the HP.
And the no Upsilon change is pretty interesting.
Yeah, surprising for sure,
not
especially
because
for
it's necessarily
hyperspace.
Yeah, not because it's necessarily like broken. It's just neither player is having fun in a game with 3 Upsilons in it.
Yeah, like I find it challenging to solve that problem, like while practicing, but yeah, but I don't think that yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
that might be the one I'm actually disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, the chances of them hitting everything on the head was pretty low.
Yeah, I think we might have just been too late in the cycle for that to hit, but they did hit some stuff that came out, so that's, I don't know.
Yeah, they really dropped the Star Fortress and modded the BB Astromech and BB-8, which is pretty interesting. BB Astromech used to be, I guess, like it stayed the same if you're Poe, but then it like, do you look like if you look at the scale, BB-8 cost 8, and he's still 8 for an i6, but he gets cheaper as you go down. And then BB Astromech was 5, and he's still 5 for an i5, but he gets more expensive on an i6 and cheaper as you go down. So pretty interesting to go along with the Supernatural scale.
What was the triple U list that won qualifier?
I think it was 3.
Advanced sensors.
Yeah, 3 with advanced sensors and 1 with Phasma. Yeah.
Pattern.
Oh, it was Pattern. Okay.
Phasma was on the second one that was double, just 2.
Gotcha.
The 2 TIE fighters. Advanced sensors went up 2 points.
Mm-hmm. But like, I would have thought hyperspace tracking went up too. Like that seems like the issue.
Did that not get hit either?
No, it didn't.
I think that's the one big miss. We'll have to see how, maybe the other things getting changed around fixes that, but I'm not a fan of that just being an option.
Captain Thundertoe in the chat just said Cobalt went down 5, but Barrage K-Wings only went down 2. Yeah, they did. So they increased Barrage rockets by 1, so the K-Wings only get 2 points of help. Those Barrage K-Wings. Hi. You're being so good. Ooh, Veteran Turret Gunner -2. I like it.
Which one's that one?
Lets you fire out of an arc that you didn't fire out
Both
of.
arcs?
What's that?
It gets you both arc shots?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just one of those good upgrades that, like, it's good, but, priced high, so it didn't fit a lot, and it's probably fine.
I'm not sure any of these like FOs and SF matter.
What do you mean?
I don't know that you're playing anything that isn't Kylo. List.
You kind of broke up there. Kylo or what?
I don't know that you're playing anything that isn't Kylo or an Epsilon in First Order. I think it was by far like the least represented faction at the System Open.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Curious to know
the hyperspace though, like you said, it went 1-2. They were the two undefeated ships.
Yeah.
I mean, quick draw, is fine at 45. Quick draw and backdraft are like fine, but there's not a ton of value.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Anything else you want to?
Updated?
What's that? Yeah, they're all updated now.
Resistance. Oh, you were talking about that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Major
Star
changes
Fortresses
on
went
Bomber.
down because the trajectory simulator went up 7. So they took the hit off the Star Fortress and put it in the trajectory. Because I think Star Fortress is pretty fine as a ship on its own. Fanatical Optic FOs were very consistent. I think it's unexplored territory competitively, Captain Thundertoe said in the chat. Yeah, I think so too. And you can fit a few of them in there.
How many can you fit? That was going to be my question because I was reading the same thing.
Oh, yeah. I did
You
it
get
for
6?
my article today, and I think that you can't get 6 unless you did all. You can get 6. They're 28 points, right? So, yeah, you can get 6 if you do, like if you go pretty far down the generic ladder.
Yeah, it's just going to have a tough time really just being better than the Empire.
Oh, no,
like
you
Hal
can
Runner
get,
and
you
Iden.
can get 7 if you do Epsilon Squadron Cadet, right?
You don't have Hal Runner or Iden.
Right, I agree. Okay, so he said in the chat, you can get 6 with Fanatical or 5 with Fanatical plus Optics. If you're going, obviously, if you want the Fanatical thing going on.
Is that just generics?
Yeah, I think that's the lowest generic that you can use talents on. Or maybe like a combination of some of these guys, might fit in. You might be able to fit like one cheapish guy. Maybe over like the Optics or something. But it looks like if you're going Fanatical 5 or 6. If you're going completely naked 7, but yeah, then you don't have Hal Runner and Iden, which like basically guarantee you coming out ahead on the first engage. Like
You get extra health on every ship, so that is relevant and comparable to Iden.
Yep, you're right. Sort of, but Iden auto prevents someone from dying no matter what.
Obviously, yes, yeah.
But yeah, it's comparable.
Similar, right? Just you have increased survivability. Like you get a little bit across all of your ships as opposed to like the number 1 on the first ship.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely unexplored. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's worth trying. A lot of unexplored territory.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of unexplored territory just, off the basis of how broken some of the things that were out there were. He says FO strength is in not flying in box formation. That's probably
That's
fine
true.
estimation,
Yeah. That's actually very true. Being
a lot of these
able to
things-
not be tethered is a huge deal and gives you a ton of more flexibility. So that is
Yeah,
totally
that's a
fair.
strength. Yeah, and that's something that like I'm sure a lot of people don't even think about, and like the fact that Captain Thundertoe has thought about it and it sounds like he's tried it and knows that it's going to be better is pretty cool, because there are a lot of us like that are trying to, play things. Like we've tried things and it hasn't worked, and we thought, man, this is really close, but now it might be there. Rack plus 5th plus Tua plus Hull is 98 total now, he just said. Kappa. Yeah, that's crazy.
That seems really solid.
Yeah. Deece. Am I taking that or a 97-point Vader with Supernatural?
Rack all day.
Yeah, it's like
I'll take the ship that has reinforce plus a ton of hit points.
Tua is so good.
Generic upgrades. We talked about a lot of them.
Yeah, we can hit on them one last time before we cut it. R2 Astromech went down. R5 Astromech went down. Pretty cool. Jamming
really?
Beam is free.
Is it really?
Yeah,
No.
that's cool.
What?
Let me read Jamming Beam.
That's sick because it was never going to get played otherwise.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. All right, sure. We can just throw stuff on.
Yeah,
Poe's got a jamming
free.
beam. Got it.
Yeah. Boba Fett has jamming beam. If this attack hits all hits and crits, results in inflict jam tokens instead of damage. I guess that should be free. We did talk about
Yeah.
B-Wings fam. Did Andrew text you?
As soon as the first thing I said when I opened up the Rebels page was text somebody something.
Yeah, that was fam. He just chimed in.
100%. Nobody loves a ship more than Fam loves B-Wings.
Dude, B-Wings are going to be good again. All right, this might be good time because I think Juliet is losing her mind.
All right, we can cut it off.
Afterburners -2.
There you go. Vader's good.
Vader is good again. That's pretty cool. Afterburners -2. I think that'll see even more play, and it was already decent. Probably fitted on like Guri easier.
Degree
Yep,
Gambit
B-Wings
went up.
in the cut. Oh, what did Brig Gambit go up to?
Just one.
Just
Just up to
one.
3.
Cool. Composure went down to 1. Good call.
Useless. I don't know. It's like one of those things that it'll only be good when it's like break.
Yeah, someone sent me the guy who does Yasby Rathos. He sent me like an interesting composure list. He's like, but I never bought the Scum Falcon, so I don't have composure. It's like, oh, okay, rip. B-Wings were in the cut at Phoenix. Blair Bunky played 2 in his list. It was like a Rebel Jank 5-ship list.
Yep.
Dorsal went down 2-2.
Sure. It should have.
That's pretty good. Dorsal's good. Makes up for Cavill going up 1.
Boy Cavill. Never forget.
Never forget. FCS went down 1, which is cool because people don't believe in it, and I think it's pretty good. Lone Wolf went up 1, which is one of my favorites.
Duke went up 1.
Juke went up 1, which
Wait,
obviously.
so can you
killed
still
the
run
sig-
4 Phantoms with Juke? Hold on.
No, because they're 48.
Oh, because they're exactly 50.
Right.
All right, good job, FFG. We're good.
You can run 3 with it. Does that math work out?
Sure, but that was the 1 point change.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So 3 with Juke, and then like 2 academies to get up front.
Maybe
I just don't think I just don't think the Juke Phantom is like gonna go away because they made Juke plus 1 point. It won't be.
That's
maybe,
fair.
Might not be as broken, but I think it's still gonna be pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean Whisper's still good. Vader wasn't the only reason Whisper was taken.
All right, this kid wants to go to bed. I gotta go parent.
All right.
All right, thanks for talking to me. Sorry I
of
twisted
course.
your arm.
Never, man. I'm always up for it.
All right, later.